Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy, where MK and I are using the same kits to create for the entire week. And it is also Mixed Media Mayhem Day, which means we're doing mixed media. And it was required to use a stencil, some ink spray, and some ribbon or lace. And so I am using this stencil. This is from Sandy over at Scrapping Reflections. It is what she calls her humper stencil. And I am going to just block off the top here with some post-it notes and some mint tape. And I am going to spray it with some Distress Oxide in Stormy Sky. And that is going to complete my mixed media of ink spray and stencil. And then I will be adding some fiber. I'm not using ribbon or lace. I'm going to use a different kind of fiber, but I think it kind of fits the bill. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. I went ahead and tucked the little center points under up at the top. I wanted it a little less detailed. And so the little center points of each of those humps are not going to show in that bottom area because I am going to be putting my paper and everything over the top of that. So I didn't really feel like it needed to show up at the top either. And I also didn't want it to feel like really rainbow, if that makes any sense. So I just went ahead and rolled my paper towels right over the top because I wanted to, well, I didn't want to wait. I was being in a hurry. So I am trimming my paper down by about 1/4 of an inch, or a little more than 1/8 of an inch on each side, so that I can back it with another piece of paper and have a nice little border. I really like to do that, especially when my papers are white as a background, and I feel like it just finishes everything off. And then I needed to go in and cut off this about the same amount on my striped paper. That scalloped portion was fussy cut out of the Great Escape collection from Cocoa Vanilla. So this week MK and I are using a masculine mashup of Cocoa Vanilla kits for our Kit Conspiracy, which basically is for 1 week we use one kit as much as possible, and then the next week we switch kits and use it as much as possible, and so on throughout the entire month of April and November. We do have a Facebook group for this, and we encourage you to go ahead and join that and join in the fun. You do not have to have the same kit as us. You can make your own kit, but the idea is to stash bust as much as possible in that week. We do have a lot of other people playing along using varying kits. Some are very similar, some are different, and that is totally fine. You can see all kinds of inspiration on our Facebook group if that's of interest to you. You can also join the Mixed Media Mayhem Facebook group, where you can go and find out what the upcoming Friday inspiration is, whether it is a recipe or an inspiration piece. Look in the album section and you will find it there. So I'll put a link for that down below, as well as a playlist for that, so you can go and check that out also. So this is the fiber that I'm using. I'm just using a little Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to adhere it. I did also use my distress tool from MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required, to go ahead and rough up the edges of that green paper. Although once I added the fiber, the roughed up edges didn't show a whole lot. So I guess I could have avoided that step, but you know, I didn't really know that when I was creating it. It was just one of the steps I was doing. My title is Fun Times Ahead, and the 3 photos are of the little guy I take care of. When MK and I did our scrappy cruise in February, we went to Honduras, and I brought back the kids that I take care of each a little cup. And the girls are a little older, so they use theirs for like drinking tea. It's like the perfect little size for a little portion of tea. And this little guy, he normally has either a sippy cup, or he's got a cup with a straw or something like that. So this is really his first big boy cup that is all his. And so the pictures are basically him looking in the cup to see what's inside the cup, him putting his mouth on the cup trying to see, being a little bit shy about tipping it, and then the third picture is him kind of more going for it. So I titled it Fun Times Ahead because I find that with toddlers, it is always fun when they are first learning to drink out of a cup and playing in the water and putting things in the water and all of that good stuff. I totally expect it, not a big deal, but he loves it and he calls it his turtle cup because there is a painting of a turtle on the outside of it, and he was actually the first one that got to choose which cup out of the 3 I brought back, and that's the one he chose. So I thought it was really cute. The green stripes goes really well with the turtle. The little bumps go really well with the turtle. And so that is what kind of inspired my layout. I am putting some banner flags up at the top here, or pennants. That say varying different things. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a scratchy throat. So they say different things. One says fun, one says I think this is the life, or something like that. I'm also using some stars, some wood veneer stars from MK's shop, and I'm using the ones that are like the handwritten stars, and I am stringing them onto my fiber so that they are part of the bunting that I'm creating, but they look really cool because they are kind of overlapped on top of each of those pennants. And yeah, I just think they look really cool. So it's not adding a ton of bulk because her wood veneer is only a 1/16 of an inch thick. It is also adhesive back, so you can just peel the adhesive right off the back. And you may have seen me pulling the masking off of the front. They most of the time come with a masking on the front of them that protects them when they're being cut in the laser machine. And you need to go ahead and pull that off if you have any of her wood. So yep, I'm just stringing that on there. I did use a little bit of liquid adhesive to kind of roll the fiber in between my fingers to make it a little bit pointier and stiffer to go through, especially that smaller one, the smaller star. The large star I was able to kind of just pull through with my tweezers, but the smaller one, my tweezers would not even fit in it to open up enough to grab on to the fiber. So that's why I went ahead and did that. This is me just pulling the adhesive backer off of it. I didn't want to pull the backer off of it until I had the string on there because I didn't want it to get caught up in the string. And it's not really hard to pull off. It's just something it takes a few seconds to kind of manhandle it and pull it off. Now these chipboard letters, they do not... they have adhesive on them, but when you try to pull the backer off the adhesive, the chipboard just kind of peels apart. So I'm just peeling the backer off as well as some of the chipboard where it kind of naturally seems to want to tear. And then I am just using some of my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. Now, if you wonder what's going on with my crazy hands there, I actually was on a call with MK at the time I was making this. And so I was, of course, talking with my hands. So, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and adhere those down, and I'm really liking how that's looking. I did go and fussy cut a bunch of the banner pieces or bunting pieces, whatever, pennant pieces, whatever you want to call those. I fussy cut those out of one of the pattern papers, and I fussy cut a bunch of stars out of one of the pattern papers. And you guys didn't get to see me do that because I actually did that while I was running errands with my husband, so in the car. And then yeah, it was like I can't film that, but it's basically just fussy cutting out of the pattern paper. There are a couple of pieces, like the large gray star is actually chipboard, but most of them are not chipboard. I did ink everything with a little black soot distress ink to kind of give it a bit of a pop of contrast between the layers, and I'm liking how that looks. I did also ink up that little scalloped border below my striped paper. Inked that with a little black soot as well, just to make it pop. And I just think it came out really cute so far. I like it, and I think he will like it as well. I was very, very tempted to go monochromatic with this layout since he's got the green in the cup and I had the green striped paper, and there's not a whole lot of other colors in the photo other than gray and or brown. And so I really I really resisted the urge to go monochromatic with it. The first step was cutting out that scalloped border down at the bottom of the striped paper, and so then once I had that cut, I was like, okay, I can go ahead and bring in other colors. So yeah. I don't know why my first inclination is always to just go monochromatic, because I love it so much, and I just find it fun and easy. So yeah, that's just how I roll, I guess. So just adding more of these wood veneer stars. I'm actually considering putting a little bit of one of the solid stars inside the wood veneer or on top of it. And so I did that for this particular one, but I didn't do it for the other one. The orange one, it does have the wood veneer around it, but the other ones I decided not to. I decided to leave one open star in each of the clusters there without putting any additional paper on it. I am going to use my tiny attacher to hold my fiber in place, and I'm going to add a label just below the word ahead so that I can do a tiny bit of journaling on it, and that is pretty much going to complete it, you guys. The close-ups will be here in just a few moments, so stay tuned for those. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe as well. I will put the link to Sandy's stencil down in the description box, as well as the edge distressor and the wood veneer stars from MK's shop, so you can check those out if that's of interest to you. And the ink that I used, in case you're interested in that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys again real soon with another video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.